I have been on a quest to find the very best Greek New Testament, at least the one that I like the most. I just got another one the other day, and I want to share it with you because it is different than any other Greek New Testament I have in my collection. In fact, up to this year, I don't think anything quite like this existed on the market. So we're going to review it like we normally do, and let's jump into this. Okay, we're going to be talking about the VATICANUS Bible. It's been put together by KoineGreek.com. Dr. Benjamin Cantor, I believe, is the name of the one who's worked hard on this. He's put together a lot of great YouTube videos, by the way. He's done a lot of hard work to try to make learning Greek kind of a joy and a pleasure to do. He has a living language approach. But I'm going to review this book in terms of several different items. And what I'm going to try to do is somewhere on the screen I'll put for you where we are, because I know some people are probably going to want to skip around a little bit. So I'm going to give you a list here, just basically like a table of contents for this video, so you can kind of jump in on the areas that interest you. So first we're just going to do an overview. I'm going to take some different camera angles so that you can see what this Bible looks like. We're going to talk about the font. That's going to be the second thing we talk about. Thirdly, we're going to talk about the paper quality. Number 4, we're going to talk about what kind of margin space it has. Number 5, I want to talk about its portability, its size. Number 6, I'm going to try to talk about its readability. Now, number 7, I want you to stay tuned until number 7, or at least skip over till you can get to number 7. Now, it actually really helps me if you watch this whole video. It sort of supports what I'm doing here. And since we're on that subject, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Those really help. They support this channel. And so, but I understand that not everybody's going to have time to maybe watch this whole video, so they want to skip around a little bit. But I want to really encourage you, at a bare minimum, skip over till you can get to number 7, because there is one drawback to this, and I'm going to explain that to you. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a deal breaker, but you really want to watch number 7. Number 8, I make a few comparisons between this and the Tyndale Greek New Testament, and I'll talk to you about why that is. Number 9, I want to tell you that this is not a facsimile. Okay, this is a pseudo facsimile. We're going to talk about what that is. And also we're going to make a comparison between this edition of the VATICANUS Bible and the actual VATICANUS manuscript, so you can see how close this is to the original. And then number 10, this might be something that someone skips all the way to the very end to see. The question is, should you buy this edition of the Greek New Testament? Different than anything else I own in my library right now. And we're going to tell you and encourage you, one way or the other, should you buy this or should you not? You'll find out on number 10. So let's jump right in. So this will provide our general overview of the VATICANUS Bible. It contains only the Gospels. That's important to know. The VATICANUS manuscript itself contains more than that, but this edition contains only the Gospels. I think he has plans to put together more of the Bible in this format if this goes over well. You can see his alphabet chart, contents there, his preface, and then we'll look right into Scripture itself there. You can see all capital letters. Just really nice, very nice edition. So what we have here, I've compared it to the Tyndale Greek New Testament on size. If you've ever wanted to own a large print Greek New Testament, this is it. Very nice, large font. You'll notice towards the edges, though, there's some small letters there, so you just want to kind of take note of that. No spaces, for the most part, between words, so be aware of that. So there's really only one thing to say about the paper quality. It's great. It's excellent, excellent paper. You can see there's very little bleed through. It's great. Paper is fantastic. So let's talk about its margin space. I mean, this is great for a person like me who likes to take notes. If you're interested in text critical issues, you're going to want to take notes along the edges here. You can put all sorts of information there. Very, very generous margins. So besides its affordability, one of the greatest selling points about this is that it's very portable. I believe the dimensions of it is 5 by 8. I think that was one of the goals that Dr. Cantor, had for this book, is for it to be something you could actually carry around and use like a Bible. So it's great as far as portability. So as far as readability, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. It's all in capital letters. There's no spaces between words. I've even added some little blue dots there to help me separate the words. The nomina sacras there, the abbreviated forms of the names of God. So there's some challenges, but I think this is actually a very helpful way to learn how to read the way they would have back towards the time when these Gospels were written. Okay, you've made it to number 7, or at a minimum, you have skipped to number 7, which is fine too. I'm going to share with you what I think this book's one drawback is, and I want to explain to you why that drawback is here. And I get it, I understand it, I'm not knocking this book at all, but I want to share with you what the one drawback is, and it's right there. This is a glued binding, which makes it kind of stiff, makes it kind of want to flop back on itself there. So, yeah, that's the one drawback. So, I'm going to show you this. Why am I showing you this? Well, number one, it's kind of a cool Bible. You've never seen any Bible like this before. See that crest? It's got the lion. It says Ad Fontes there. Where did I get this Bible, and what does it have to do with this review? Well, I actually did the typesetting for this Bible. It is a complete Greek New Testament and a King James Version in one. Now, the reason why it's relevant is because I know what it's like to try to, anytime you put together a book, it's this balancing act. You've got to balance, space considerations, cost considerations, and what I found out is even though I tried to design my own Bible, there were just limitations because you can't have everything that you want. And so the reason I bring that up, I'm still talking about our 7th category. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I understand why that's a glued binding. This is a phenomenal thing that this Benjamin Cantor has put together. Dr. Cantor's put together there. And in order to make it affordable, which is one of his goals, you just can't put everything or have everything you want about it. Plus, he's apparently self-published this, I guess. I mean, Thomas Nelson's not involved in this. Crossway's not involved. There's another big-name publishers are involved in this project. So, really, what I'm telling you is I'm trying to counteract. And also, I want to show you that Bible because I want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button. I want to encourage you to subscribe to this because I'm going to tell you in one of the videos that are coming up at some point how you can do your own Bible as well. I actually got the idea, like I've gotten many of my ideas from Daryl Burling over at Master New Testament Greek, but I'm going to make a video on that Bible. So this is kind of a shameless plug too. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and let's move to the next category. So another thing that's kind of interesting here that I thought I might show you, notice Mark 1:4 in the Tyndale Greek New Testament. See how it's set out there? And then look at Codex Vaticanus. There's that little separation there. So one of the things that the Tyndale Greek New Testament prided itself on was even its paragraph markings. And so I did some comparisons between Codex Vaticanus, how it separated out the text, and how the Tyndale Greek New Testament separated out its text. You might have to rewind there. There's a separation in verse 9 in both of them, but the chi's missing in Codex Vaticanus. I've kind of paused the video a few times so you could make a few little comparisons if that's something that might interest you. the ekthesis, the use of making the words kind of go out from the margin to mark paragraph markings. That's something that's in the Tyndale Greek New Testament and also in Codex Vaticanus. And if you're doing discourse analysis, it's interesting to see how these ancient scribes thought the text was divided up. So one of the things that they're careful to notice about this edition of Codex Vaticanus is that it's a pseudo facsimile and not an actual facsimile. And that's actually kind of good news in one way, because a pseudo facsimile, I think what's actually happened here is that someone in the late 1800s copied out by hand Codex Vaticanus very carefully so that even the lines match up to Codex Vaticanus itself. It makes it easier for you to read, and also the letters are crisper. Now there are much better photographs, clearer photographs online of Codex Vaticanus that you can compare your pseudo facsimile to the actual manuscript. But you can see that this is a very carefully done work. I'm going to put some little arrow marks here so you can see exactly how careful this hand copy is. Once you see that, I think, me personally, I'm actually happy that it's a pseudo facsimile. It makes it a little bit easier to read. So just wanted to point that out to you so you could see how close this is to the original. So you made it to number 10, or at least you skipped to number 10 to the end of the video. The question is, should you buy this Vaticanus Bible? Should you buy it? I'm going to say, do it. Go for it. I didn't get this book for free. I paid full price for it. The only thing I get out of it is if you use the link down below, if you decide you want to buy it through Amazon, you can buy this either through his website or you can buy it through Amazon. Some people don't want to put their credit card out on multiple sites. If you buy it through the link I have down below, that's an affiliate link. I don't know, I might get 10 cents off of it or something. So I'm not affiliated with koinegreek.com in any way. So my opinion on this is basically unbiased. I'm going to say, do it. Go ahead and buy this. And the reason I'm going to say that is even if you're in the critical text camp, then this book is the backbone of basically every major translation that's out there. I mean, they use other manuscripts, but Vaticanus is one of the most important manuscripts in the world, and you can actually hold it here, at least in the Gospels, in your hand. I didn't mean to drop it. You can hold that in your hand. You can hold that in your hand, and it's a facsimile of one of the most important manuscripts in the world. But I'm going to say, even if you are a TR guy, Textus Receptus, or a majority text person, this is really something you probably should have in your library. If nothing else, it's for interacting with people who have a different perspective than you do. And again, it's one of the oldest manuscripts in the world. It's an important document, no matter what perspective you have on text critical issues. I think this is something that you should definitely put in your library. So for whatever it's worth, I'm going to say, go for it. Buy this one.